What's up, everybody? I'm your host, King Mason. I got a very, very special guest in the building today. Somebody near and dear to my heart. My God, Lil Key is in the building. What's up, bro?
What's good with you, man?
Well, I appreciate you for coming through. You were on the first episode, actually, of Let's Talk About It. A new series where we just going to get to the nitty-gritty and the real of what everybody want to know.
Okay.
And what other than to have my mans on the show. So
Right.
let's get right into it, bro. You are now one of the biggest, youngest rappers in the game, man. Could you just tell me, like, what made you want to start rapping?
Honestly, I'm gonna say like it was kind of what I grew up around. When I grew up around it, like I kind of fell in love with it, you know. So like that's kind of like just the path that I feel as though was destined for me, you know. Like typical for a young boy, it would be sports, and that's what I was into. I was into sports, and then music came about like kind of by accident. So it was like, you know, when it came about and people actually seen my talent and seen me perform, it was like, hold up, like you might really got something. So that's how it kind of took off. And once I started doing performances, started getting referred to more and more, and just never stopped, just kept going with it.
That's tough. Well, do you think there was like a defined moment where you knew, like, yo, I'm gonna really take this music seriously? I'm trying to blow one of these days.
That's I don't know, because honestly, like when I was young, you know, like being younger, like I started at 10. For those who don't know, so like, you know, at that time, like I'm a kid, like to be honest, I'm just thinking like I'm trying to be famous. I'm trying to be famous. I'm trying to blow up. Like looking at all these other rappers and what they got, so I'm like, hey, I'm trying to be like them. So, you know, but I feel as though I started taking it more serious when I started getting noticed off of a certain song. Like, you know, I had made a song for the school systems, and every year the school systems would book me, you know, for the back to school events, just to come perform at the school. Like, to the point they started playing that song over the intercom instead of saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's
so
crazy.
It was like, you know, like at that time, Dustin was like, all right, like people actually listening. So I think it's time to, you know, really put my all in it and just go with it for real. So.
That's tough, man. So you said you started at 10, which is super, super young.
Yeah.
A lot of people may or may not know. One thing we got in common, bro, is that we some real warriors. We were born with health conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Me with sickle cell, and you with brachial plexus.
Yep.
Can you tell people exactly what brachial plexus is and how that inspired your rap journey?
Brachial plexus is basically, you know, when you, at birth, when you're basically like delivered the wrong way, and you know, they like mess up some nerves in your body on whatever side they do, and you don't have like the supination in one arm as you do with the other. Like I have like full length and rotation in this one, but I don't have the same in my right. But you know, the way it motivated me is just to show people, like, no matter what, like you just said before the interview started, God don't make mistakes, you know. So at the end of the day, He made me this way for a reason. So I'm not gonna let that be my hindrance. So I'm gonna still go here and do what I was supposed to do and do what I'm destined to do, because everybody got a different calling. And you know, no matter how you made, you don't know what or who you can inspire. So, you know, that's just what I took upon it. Like I put it in my raps, because a lot of people listen to music for an outlet, you know, to make themselves feel free when they in a down moment and in a different space. They want to listen to music to kind of bring them out of that. And you know, I made that music, you know, for people to relate to. When you listen to it, it's like, dang, I've been through that same thing. Like I made a song back when I was younger called Struggle. I know you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's basically talked about everything.
Yeah.
And you know, like when people listen to that, they like, man, like this one really touched me. You know, it's been some parts in here with, you know, I talked about me getting hit by a car. I talked about me getting stitches in my head. I talked about my birth injury. So it's like, it was so many things in there. And people even for the ones that haven't been through nothing that I was talking about in that song, you still been through something. And at the end of the day, you still overcame it and still are who you are today. So that's just what music is, you know. It's just another way for people to express themselves. Yeah.
So by you putting that in your raps and by that kind of stuff happening to you, do you think, or did you do that purposely, or was that your outlet and it just sort of happened to work?
Actually talk about?
Yeah, what happened to you?
I think it kind of was done purposely, you know. For one, like my favorite artist since I started rapping, been Meek Mill, was still the same way. And you know, like I feel as though he tell a story when he rap. You know, we looked up to him. Like growing up, my dad, he listened to nothing but conscious rappers.
Yeah.
You know, ones that actually talked about something. So that's kind of what he embedded in me. Like, you're not gonna be one of these mumble rappers. Like, if you're gonna rap, you're gonna talk about something. So, you know, like, when I first started coming out, he helped me with writing. So, you know, with him coming from that type of club for music and, you know, that being embedded into me, the artists that I like talking about that, it was purposely, like, I purposely did that. Like, okay, like, this is the type of music I'm gonna make, because this is the type of music, like, that people like to hear. You know, I felt as though like to hear, and it was, like, at the time, like, I feel as though people was kind of moving away from it. Like, you know, that's like mumble rap taking over, and ain't nothing wrong with it. Like, it's still a vibe, but at the end of the day, you still gotta go back to the roots and where it started. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Actually talk about something.
Yeah, we done lost our roots, you know, nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's a lot of mumble rap, but you've never took that route, so I appreciate that. How did you get through sort of some of those tough times, man? Like, you know, where you may have been in your head, like, why was I made this way? Why was I different? How did you not quit?
Honestly, because, like, I done had people come to me and tell me how I inspired them, you know. So, like, that right there is motivation itself, you know. And before you can motivate someone else, you gotta have self-motivation. You gotta be confident in yourself. So, like, I was confident in myself no matter what. Even when it wasn't music, like, I still was confident when I was playing football. Like, you feel me? I played running back and middle linebacker. That the injury ain't stopped me.
Yeah.
You know, like, at the end of the day, you couldn't tell me I wasn't the best player out on that field. So it's like, you just gotta look yourself in the mirror every single day and tell you that you're great and you're gonna be somebody in life. And that's just, you know, when I looked at myself, I felt as though, like, nobody touching me. Like, nobody touching me. Not on no cocky stuff.
Yeah,
it's just,
that's real.
It's really being humble. Like, you know, I'm the you know what comes at that. That's just what it is, you know. Like, but that just motivated me to be myself, you know. People that came to me saying they had the same injury as me, telling me, you know, I didn't stop them from committing suicide by listening to a certain song. Wow. Or, you know, like, I got the same injury as you, and now, I was afraid to come out in public and do public things, but now I see you out here performing in front of crowds, you know, that inspired me to do so. Like, this, and some of these people were actually older than me, so wow. It's like, for you to be younger than me, like, that just inspired me. Like, if this little kid out here doing it, and this was when I was younger, if this little kid out here doing it, then, you know, why can't I?
Yeah.
And, like, that right there is just, that was motivation. Like, you know, if I can motivate people that's older than me, mm-hmm. and my goal is to motivate the ones that's younger than me, so it's like,
yeah, that's
why stop?
That's a moment,
right?
For real. That's tough. So we grew up together. So, you know, I've been a fan for a while. But I think you gained a lot of fans and people was like, yo, this kid is for real when you hit the rap game mm-hmm. with Jermaine Dupri. So can you tell me, like, how was that process? Like, what did you do to get on the show?
Just be me. You know, post Instagram videos rapping.
Yeah.
That's honestly what I did.
So he came on Instagram and found you.
Yeah, so, like, they reached out to me for season 1, you know, and everything didn't go out due to some issues with contracts, of course, and we kept it moving, you know. Yeah. I got looked over that season, but the train still keep moving, and that's what we did. We kept moving. You know, my team told me, don't get discouraged, keep doing what you're doing. And then the show came out. We like, okay, the show was actually real, and it was a hit. Like, everybody talking about the show, and boom, I'm still like, okay, I'm gonna still do my videos. So when they put the news out there that they're doing a season 2, I'm like, all right, let me start tagging these people. Let me start tagging him. Let me start tagging this person that's connected. So that's what we did. Like, I was probably dropping like 2 videos a week at least. Jeez. Like, just, and this was when Instagram only had 15 seconds. So, like,
so that's a minute ago.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, you gotta get your best bars in there real quick. And that's what we was doing. You know, I'm just sitting here tagging. And one time, video came and JD was the first one to comment. Like, how old are you? And I told him. Then he reposted it. So then right there, like, we going crazy. Like, yo, this man just reposted me. So then we got a phone call probably like a week later. This was around my birthday, so it was like one of the greatest birthday gifts. Yeah. You know, like, they was like, hey, you know, we got season 2, we got greenlit. You know, we know it didn't work out with season 1, but how you feeling coming season 2? So everything went that way, you know, and we just kept moving, got on the show. So, like, that's really all it took, though, consistency and putting up videos and just getting the people that supported me at the time to tag.
That's crazy. That's probably a surreal feeling. Like, how did you feel in that moment when you got the phone call? Like, yo, you made it on season 2.
When I got that phone call, to be honest, like, we was happy. We like, all right, let's not get too happy because we got this phone call before. Like, what's gonna happen?
Right,
It's the same thing gonna happen. But once I think it all set in, once I finally got to the 8, it was like, all right, I'm here. Like, they ain't gonna fly me here, and I ain't gonna be feeling for nothing. So I'm like, I'm here. Like,
it's real now.
Yeah. So like, once it set in, I'm like, man, like, I'm thinking like my life about to change because I seen the followers like. How their following changed the ones that was on season 1 and how their lives changed. Like, so I'm like, bro, like, this the follow-up season. Like, so people waiting. And that it was crazy, bro. Like, it was really crazy. Especially my season, like.
Your season was.
We was the only season that had elimination. So we came there with more people that was supposed to be there. So we had to fight from day 1.
I remember that.
Exactly.
Yeah, they said, who wants to step up? I remember you like a dog like me.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was like, yeah, bro. That's tough.
Yeah.
Man, I was truly a fan of the show, man. I think it was great. Of course, I loved your season. And you went through a lot on the show. They had weekly challenges.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they pushed y'all to the limit at such a young age. You know, y'all was young. It was, I think, youngest season. What's the girl name? Was about 11 on your season?
Oh, yeah, she was.
And so you met a lot of famous people. Just there was a lot going on, man. But what was really your favorite part about that whole experience?
Honestly, the experience was my favorite part. You know, like you can't just get that. Like you can't even pay for that. Like honestly, like the experience was an honor to meet so many different legends and let them tell you how they got to where they got. You know, like saying they was in these like in my shoes that I was in, looking at them like I was where you was at. And this what I did, you know, and everybody had a different story of how they got to where they are. You know, like it was just like, you know, some may work and some may not due to the generations changing. So it's like, but it was really fun. You know, it was hard at times because you had to adapt to different circumstances, like writing a rap and then writing a rap the night at 10 p.m. and then making sure you remember it and gotta perform it in front of who knows who. You know, he just bring in a big legend at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So it's like you got less than 24 hours to write a whole 16 there and memorize it. Like that was something I never did. Yeah. And so like it just taught you to always be ready and stay ready no matter what. You know, like because in this game like you can't lag. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you can't lag. And like it's when you look back at the challenges, like you be like, why are we doing this? Like how am I going to use this? But when you finally you know, get more into the game, you see how. So it's like I've been called from different TV shows or just a show in general, and they like, hey, we need you to write this rap, and can you know, memorize it and perform it like Friday, and they hit me on like Wednesday, so like or Thursday, the day before. So it's like for instance, I did the show on WBAL, the little Christmas special, and they hit me up probably like 2 days before the studio session. And they was like, hey, we need you to write to the Little Drummer Boy, and, you know, we need you to perform it. So I'm like, all right. They send a beat, and it's like literally just somebody humming, like, dum. And I'm like, what is this? Like, how am I supposed to rap to this? Like, we really, like, sitting there like, how am I supposed to rap to this? Is no bass, nothing. So, like, that right there just took me out my comfort zone, and it kind of put me back in that mental state, like, all right, you know, this is another challenge. Like, am I going to fail or like what you going to do? You can't crumble. You feel me? Like they hit me up, so we got it done. You know, like that's just like for any artist, you should always just be ready because you never know what's going to come your way. Like people will always say at times like, oh no, that's not me. But what if somebody that you've been waiting to work for hit you up and want the same thing?
Yeah, that's good advice, bro. That's tough.
Exactly.
And so we saw a lot on the show, a lot of stuff going on. But like, what did you do in your spare time? What happened off camera?
Everything.
Like y'all, what kind of fun did y'all? I mean, cause y'all was you teenagers at this point. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like
we had to be like we was living in a mansion, bro, for 2 months. So it's like we kids at the time, like so. It's
I know I'd have been having a ball running around that joint.
We had the skywalkers out. That was when skywalkers.
Oh yeah, it was high. You just
So we riding all across the room. You had the big pool. We was down there in the summertime, so hitting the pool at times.
That's cool.
You know, at times like we could like near her pops had like this little sprinter company. So
Shout out to Nick K.
We all hopped in a sprinter. We hit Lennox, just ball out because at the time we getting checks and we just filming. So we ain't spending it. We only get 1 day to go out. Like that was one thing. Like we only got 1 day, like one off day every week.
Wow.
So like that off day, like will be when we go out to shop, get new clothes, and all of that. But like when the cameras go off, like it's kind of like going back to regular life because we didn't have our phones when the cameras were up. So it's like now you get on social media, like finally after the whole day, like you kind of go back to your regular life. It was everything. We talk about it. Sometimes it would be arguments. Sometimes like depending on how the day went, like if you got number 5 on the hit list, you go in your room and don't want to talk to nobody. So it's like it really goes off of how the filming went, honestly.
Wow, that's crazy. And so, what did it mean to you to have your mother there? Mama Key, she was dope on the show.
Yeah, tough on the show.
She was in that air, boy. I was like, Mama, relax on him.
But I mean, like it was good, because I needed somebody in my corner like that. Like I said, with new challenges coming about, not knowing how to adapt, having somebody in your corner like that to tell you and help you, like that's what you need, because some don't got that. So like it was a blessing for me to have that.
That's real. And so shortly after this, well maybe not so shortly, but after a couple seasons, JD brought y'all all back together, majority of y'all back together for this So Def tour.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. I was there, it was fun. Was that was your first tour?
My first tour.
So walk us through that, man. Like how did you feel when you got the call, like I'm going on tour?
Man, that's probably to this day, I'm gonna be honest, like probably the thing, one of the most exciting moments for real. Like when I got that call that we was going on tour, like that was big, bro. Like I ain't never been on tour before.
Yeah.
Like they telling us like where we gonna perform at. Like so when we got the the cities we going to, like the places, like a lot of the places we performed at is like historical places in each city. So it was like wow. And then everything happened so quick. We got the call, and it's like all right, next month or in like 2 weeks we need y'all to fly down and do the photo shoot. Then we go back to our city. Then we got to fly back the next week to do a press conference. So it's like now it's like I feel like I'm on.
And you were how old at this time?
I was 17.
17.
Yeah, because that was 2017. So like I'm like, no, I was 16 before. I turned 17 right before we went on the tour. We started in May. I turned 17 in April. So like while we doing the press conference stuff, I'm still 16. So it's like this thing going crazy, bro. Like
wow.
I'm talking like. You got big name medias at these press conferences and stuff, pressing us down. You know, like everything coming out online, getting tagged and this and that. All the fans reacting like. Then JD would like we wouldn't even know when we were selling out and stuff. JD would just post it. So like it'll post like the VIP package just sold out. And me like yo like VIP package just sold out. Like what? That's crazy. That's so insane. It's like it was crazy, bro. Like and then to see when we actually got there, like the reactions, that was probably one of the most craziest things, yo. Like to be honest, we get to these different cities and they ready, like they lined up. They lined up. We do the meet and greets, they teed up. We do the performance and then after they still there. Like the show lets out, we go out to our buses. They out there crowded around our buses.
That's crazy.
Like, the two craziest cities was Detroit and Indianapolis. We went to Detroit and like luckily our buses was like sectioned off, so like they was outside the gate. But like when I tell you the show ended at like 11, they was out there till like 2 a.m. Lie to you not. Wow. They was out there till like 2 a.m. We go out, we take our showers and everything. The security come out there like yo, they not leaving till y'all come out there. We like what? That's kind of when it started. Like they not leaving till y'all come out there. Like Detroit kind of started that after the show thing. When we went out there and they going crazy. We signing, taking pictures, like we on top of the gates, like signing, like really. Yeah. It was really crazy.
I remember because y'all did it for the Barbell show.
So the videos, like once the videos went out for that city, every city like okay, we doing that. Like every city did that, and then in Indianapolis, our buses was in the same parking lot as the fans. So like as they leave to go to that show, we ain't know. So our goes, we leaves out to go. Put our the security wasn't with us because we thinking our buses is in the parking lot like sectioned off. So we goes out the door, we opens the door, it's probably like the whole show outside. They like, the door closed, so we locked out. They just
Oh.
smashed us between the doors. So we like, yo, the security come out there, the police, like,
That's
all the
crazy.
Indianapolis police had to pull up. They had to, like, put their cars, like, line their cars up, the section off our buses.
Let me find
like,
out
yo,
Indianapolis go crazy
bro,
like that. Let me
it was
find out.
crazy, yo. Like, them shows was just crazy. Like, it was literally like you'd have thought that we was like Michael Jackson or something. Like,
That's sick.
the way they was acting, like people was crying. Like, I'm telling
That's
you,
just
it
a
was
real
crazy.
feeling. I couldn't even imagine.
It was crazy.
Shout out to Detroit and Indianapolis for sure. Oh my God, love. That's
Yeah.
tough. I wanna specifically get into the Baltimore show right quick, just because I was there.
Mhm.
As I said before, me and Key grew up. Fun fact, I bet y'all didn't even know this. I was Lil Key backup dancer back in the day. You remember that, bro?
Yeah.
Back in Bojack.
Killing the ad frans.
I'm talking about the little gigs, the big gigs. We doing it
Yeah.
all, man. So I've been there from the beginning. It's truly humble to see you. And so, how does it feel remembering those little stages and those little gigs, hustling and grinding and walking out in your own city in
Mhm.
Baltimore, seeing your family, your friends, fans, and just the lights in a major city like on tour? Like, just give me that first moment when you walked up there. Like, how did that feel for you?
When I got them, honestly, before we even got to my city, like, I already knew it was gonna be crazy. Like, cause they said like Baltimore was like one of the most sold tickets, cause we had two. We had me and D had. So I'm like, man, like this about to be bananas. I walked out on the stage, like I probably needed an earpiece, to be honest. Like I couldn't even.
It was
couldn't
loud
even,
in there,
Yeah,
for sure.
I couldn't even hear like the music like at one point. Like they was so loud, bro. Like that feeling was like a feeling I don't think I ever felt before. You know, like to see my city actually rock with me. Like, you know, of course everybody always say, oh yeah, you hard, I ride with you, I ride with you. But to actually see how many people came out.
Yeah.
And like I got the video, so like when I rewatch, I still rewatch that video to this day. So it's like when I rewatching it, hear like how loud the crowd got, see how everybody was jumping in the reaction. Like it was like wow, like I'm really here, bro. Like, but it was like a moment that like yo, I felt like I made it. You feel me? Like, I don't think that I made it all the way yet, but
Yeah.
that right there was like
I
wow,
made it.
like that feeling. It was crazy, bro.
That's
Like,
tough,
it was
man.
crazy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was live. JD, you might gotta run that back just so I can feel that one more time. Cause
man.
it was dope,
We
boy.
needed another night with that one.
That was live for sure, man.
Yeah.
So by this point, your following is definitely bigger. You've been on the show, you've been on tour, and so tell me how it was having to adjust to that. You know what I'm saying? Having hundreds of thousands of followers coming onto your page each day, and knowing that you're in the limelight now, and it's like, yo, I gotta maybe act a certain way. I maybe gotta watch what I say now because there's so many more eyes on you, especially since you want to appeal to the younger generation.
Yeah, so it's like, for me, like with the lane that I was in at the time, it was like definitely gotta watch what I say, watch what I do, so I can you know, make sure I'm setting the right example. But at the same time, it was like be yourself, 'cause
Yeah.
that's what the people like the most. Like they like to see you just be yourself.
Authentic.
So like, that's kind of what it was, you know, to see the following grow. Like, it was crazy. Like I had 12K before the show.
You got like 430, something crazy like that.
I got 440 now. So it's like that
Same.
right there. That's crazy. Like that the night the first episode came on, like I went up like 30,000. So I was like, golly,
That's
like,
crazy.
This
Overnight.
This bananas. So like,
Hey, bro, give me a shout out after this over, all right? I need that.
At the end of the day, like you got this, you be getting a shout out.
I ain't gonna lie, you got me a couple of a couple events we've been to.
But man, like that right there, like, you know, I say just you just gotta be yourself for real.
Yeah.
You know, cause that's what the people respect the most. You know, is just showing them exactly who you are, being real with them, and not portraying the image. Cause a lot of people do that online. Just
Yeah.
try to act like somebody that they not. And you know, people can tell, especially when you got people following you that know you in real life. They know like you're not like that, bro. Like stop fronting. So that's all I do. You know, the stuff you see on my Instagram, that's the same person you're gonna get if you know me personally.
Yeah,
Or
for
see
sure.
me in person.
I know that for sure, man. It's always been good to know you because you've been humble and authentic through the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, we've reset this a lot of times throughout this interview already, but you started young. And so I remember like you went to Dunbar, you know, for a year. I was right, a year or two.
I went there for 2.
So can you tell me how it was though to sort of grow up and miss out on like regular high school things, maybe as like school dances or basketball games, or even now you're at college age, you know what I'm saying? You work it, you don't really get to experience it. Like how does that feel to you, or does that make you feel a kind of way?
I think at one point like it did, but like it don't too, cause like I still got to experience it. So it's like I left during my 10th grade, like like the very end of my 10th grade year, so I didn't get to do like my actual proms.
Yeah.
So but I don't know, like once I left, like it ain't hit me for real. I'm like, hey, like I'm going to work. So like finally, once I came back and did homeschooling, and like I got in touch back with a couple of my peoples that I was cool with at school. Like they hit me like, yo, like I see you growing, bro. Appreciate it. Like I remember when you was doing this in school, cause like my school would support me.
Yeah.
So like but missing out on like proms and stuff like my proms and stuff like like when I seen my peoples like throw theirs up, I'm like, dang, like
that's supposed to be me right now. Yeah.
I'm like dang, but like at the same time, like it's good. You feel me? Like everything happened for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything happened for a reason. So I still ended up being able to go to 2 proms. I still ended up killed them. But like missing out, like I don't think it bothered me much. Like it didn't really bother me, cause like I ain't really had too many friends. Like my circle tight. Like I ain't had too many friends in high school. Let it be like the ones that I rock with, I still rock with. And that's just that. So like I feel like I ain't miss out on nothing, cause I still did it. And that's just
well,
that.
what about the other end of the spectrum? Because you had, your whole school supporting you, but obviously we know it's always going to be haters and snakes in the grass.
Mm-hmm.
What about the people, who never really have showed you love back in the day, and all of a sudden now you blow and they going to, reconnect, or, you know what I'm saying? Now they not your mans no more.
I just look at it.
Like, whatever.
To be honest, when I see them coming, I be like, oh, I just like I see it, but that's me. I'm the type of person like I don't like the leeching. Like don't try.
Yeah.
Like, if you wasn't rocking with me before, don't rock with me. Don't rock with me now. And that's just how it is. Because I feel as though like a lot of people try to do that. They don't. The ones that don't believe in you from the start, they don't got don't try to come around now.
Yeah, that's right.
Like I done had people where as though like I done did the talent shows like, nah, he phony, and now they come and fire under my raps. It's like, oh, what happened to the phony? Like,
exactly.
What happened to that? But at the end of the day, like I still appreciate it. I still appreciate the support and love, because things do change. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I done seen a couple artists that be like, nah, they phony, but like you elevate. You get better as time go on.
Yeah.
So it could be the same thing. They might have thought that I got better, so that's why I still like it and appreciate it. But hey, you wasn't trying to rock with me and be in my circle then, so you don't get that privilege.
Yeah, that's real, bro. And so a lot of people, maybe even so, describe your style of rap as, like aggressive and passionate and lyrical and flow. And I know Meek Mill inspires you. You know what I'm saying? So can you give me maybe another 2, 3 artists who really inspire you, who you like look at and in the rap game and be like, yo, I want to at least model after. Well, always be yourself, but maybe take some gems and advice from them to keep elevating your rap game as it is right now.
So like I said, of course, Meek. Like I just like how he carry himself as an artist in general. Like his style, how he delivers, all of that. His performances, like I feel as though every time he performed on a big show, it always stands out. Like he did the on the BET Awards, he came out with the Stay Woke joint.
Yeah, that was dope.
Like yo, and like basically had the scenery
of
like being on the block. And like nobody else did a performance like that. So like that's those things like that is like the kind of things like I like to do and think about like how I'm gonna come out, and he came out like with Triple X Tentacion on his back, like so he still showed love to other artists too at the same time. Then like recently just with the Grammys, he just did the Letter to Nip with Roddy Ricch. Like so like too. Again, you feel me? Like he just keep doing things to make him stand out and it's just different. Like, it's different. It's talking about real life stuff. Then he like recently just dropped with Justin Timberlake. So I'm like, he's doing like I'm the type of guy that I like to do stuff like that too. Like, what rapper is doing this? Like, what rapper do you know that's collabing with Justin Timberlake?
Yeah, that's rare.
So like that's the type I am. Like, you feel me? Like it's just different. That's what I like. But some other, like another guy that inspires me in the industry. He's not a rapper. But DJ Khaled, like I like DJ Khaled. He inspired me a lot, how he moved with his label, how he moved just in general, like they move like bosses, you know, like, and that's how they carry themselves. I like how I feel as though he brings the hip hop culture together with other genres.
Yeah.
You know, like again, he does different stuff. Nobody puts Justin Bieber and Quavo and Lil Wayne on the same
Right.
song.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's
like,
crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
So
like
many different lanes.
exactly. You got a pop
It
artist.
was a banger too.
Exactly. Two of them. Like
Banger.
two of them. Like he did it twice. And it's like, and then like he put Meek. He'll put Meek on there with a Spanish rapper.
Yeah.
Like they come on there saying something in Spanish with Lil Baby,
Yeah.
and you don't even know what this other person is saying. And it's like, but in the other country, it's number
They
one
know,
because
yeah,
you got
they
this
know.
Spanish. Like that's
another
just
level.
that's the type of people that I look up to. It's like the main like DJ Khaled and Meek Mill is who I look up to. As somebody that's coming up, like I don't think he coming up no more, but I've been really looking at Roddy Ricch a lot lately too.
Yeah, Roddy
Like,
Ricch is hot.
I think he different. You know, he got his own sound.
Yeah.
Like his album was great. And
Listen straight through.
like I said, like he different. Like I feel like I've been watching a lot of his music videos, and it stands out to me. Like I'm the type of guy, like in order to inspire me, you got to do something that stands out. That don't nobody else do. Like that the box joint. That sound, right? That's what I see. That sound, like nobody else. No, like
It's a banger.
it's
Everybody love it.
weird. It's weird, but it's like
Yeah, because when I first listened to it, I was like, I don't know.
I ain't
if
gonna
I'm rock
lie.
with
Yeah,
this.
when I was listening to it, I'm like, what
I
are you
really
doing?
wasn't fond of it. Now,
But-
New Year's Eve, 12 o'clock, yeah, they playing that.
That's
I'm
what
like,
I'm
yo.
saying. So it's like, it's just different, bro. Like that's kind of where I go with my career. Like I be trying to like figure out what can I do different.
Yeah.
What's something that the next artist won't think of. So like when we come out at the same time, they don't do the same thing as me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like, dang, Key really doing this or Key really doing that. Like that's why I'm just strategic with a lot of my things and stuff that I do, even when it comes down to my raps and my songs. Like I got a lot of new content that's about to drop.
Yeah.
I've been dropping new content, so it's like y'all gonna see.
That's tough, man. Well, speaking of content, man, you got 2 new hits out right now.
Mhm.
Dub and Steppin'. If you haven't heard, go check that out right
Yeah,
now.
everywhere. Shout out to my man.
You
Hayes, too.
always shout out to y'all. I ain't gonna like.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother situation. Anyway, bro, the grind don't stop for you, man. Like you already busting out the year. 2 new hot singles is going crazy. You know, without spilling any secrets, let the people know like what can we expect from you this year, man, 2020. Because I know you're not gonna stop. I've been knowing you forever.
Yeah, so-
grind is crazy.
Hey, so this month I'ma chill this month and just push, you know, my songs that I got out right now. And next month I'll probably drop another single. And then, you know, I got an EP that's already done.
Yeah.
And I'ma drop that. You know, got some more stuff following after that. You know, I'm trying to put out a lot of content this year.
Yeah.
Cause you know, I laid low and just built for probably like all last year. Literally, like I started in February, like we're a year in now. So like I started in February, like literally I made my first crossover song in February and we built for the rest of the year. Finally just dropped this year of January.
Yeah.
So, well, actually last year December, which kind of is like this year. But I got the EP coming in April. I'm gonna say it because it's coming. It's coming
It's
in
coming.
April. So
EP. You gotta be hyped now.
yeah, like everything is already set and done. You know, honestly, we just waiting for the right time.
That's tough.
And
Timing is everything
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
just waiting for the right time. So
That's
we got
tough,
a lot
bro.
of stuff coming, bro.
And so, just being from the city of Baltimore, bro, can you tell me how that influenced your rap and like what that
It just
means?
give me stuff to talk about. You know, like it give me ammunition. You know when new crime happens, when I see stuff. You know when I'm feeling a certain type of way, like might put me in a mood. You know, like that's just kind of like what I go off of when I write, like how I'm feeling or whatever. However the beat is vibing.
Yeah.
You know, like the songs I got out right now, Dub and Steppin' are 2 completely different type of songs.
Yeah.
But
Go crazy though.
exactly, that's what
Go
I'm saying. So
stupid.
it's like the stories behind them is crazy. Like for Dub, like I didn't even record that here. I recorded it in Atlanta. So like when I went down there, I literally was in Five Guys. Eating. I was in Five Guys. I lied to you not.
That's crazy.
I'm in Five Guys eating, bro.
Someone
Like,
you with the other me.
I swear, no, I'm dead serious. This hook came up to me like out of nowhere. I
That's a
swear,
blessing.
it just came up,
That's
and I
a
was
gift,
like,
bro.
I was singing it like the hook wasn't there, but the tune was. Like I was just singing the tune like. And once different words came to me, I just wrote it down. I'm writing it. I'm like, all right, yeah, I like that. I like
That's
that. I like
crazy.
that. So I had like different things to say in that tune. Got to the studio, right at I left there. Got to the studio. He played a couple beats. He played that beat. He was making that beat when I got there. So when he making that beat, I'm like, just keep making that. So I start saying the tune that I was writing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, let's go. I'm like, let's go. So he like, what's it? So I tell him, bruh, I was like, nah, add some 808s from that. He added everything to it. He rendered it. We went up in the studio, recorded it. Like, bruh, like, and I wrote it right on the spot.
You got
That's what I'm
hits.
saying. I wrote it right on the spot, bruh. Like, and with stepping, like, that's Ace joint. You know, like, he just sent it over to me. But when he sent it over, like,
Right there,
it
too.
just gave me that feeling, like, yo, wrote that verse in probably like 10 minutes, bro. Like,
That's tough, bro.
I'm telling you, like, when I get a feeling about a song, like, I just always get that feeling, like, I know this one people gonna like a lot.
Yeah.
Like, with Doug, when I came back from Atlanta, I'm pumped. Like, yo, we got one. Like, yo, this the one. I let my team hear, they like,
Yeah, it's on the
It's-
radio
it like-
now, all kind of
they
stuff,
like,
bro.
it's cool, it's alright.
They leaked that joint. I was like, oh.
I dropped it. I'm telling you, they like, it's cool.
That's crazy.
It's alright. I dropped, I went
92
back. I
was
went,
on it.
went back to the A, dropped
Yeah.
another verse. Then they keep listening to it like, dang, like, I think this might gotta be the single. I'm like, yeah, I know. I told y'all that
Exactly.
back when I recorded it. Then boom, 92Q got their hands on it. Just spinning it. Shout out to 92Q, the whole fam too. That's spinning it. I appreciate y'all for sure. Yeah, look,
For sure,
man.
bro.
I appreciate y'all, but yeah, man, like I feel like my time definitely coming.
That's smooth.
Like with this, you know,
Well,
with this transition.
Let's have some fun now, bro. I appreciate all that. We just gonna do a quick little segment I always do every time at the end of my episodes.
Let's do
This or that, right? I'm gonna give you two options. You let me know which one you like. And we've been boys forever, so don't answer these wrong, because if not, we gonna have a beef, bro. All right?
Alright,
All right. Basketball or football?
football.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a football guy. I know you're a basketball guy. Stay in the gym.
I'm gonna give you that.
Bricks, though.
You still can't guard me. iPhone or Android?
we gonna have to settle that. We gonna have to settle that.
That's gonna be another episode. Mace beats Key on the court. It's gonna be easy.
I'm a football guy. I like the Ravens, man.
I ain't gonna. We agree that, but I'm still a
Lamar
basketball
Jackson,
guy. LJ, if you watching this, get my mans. You feel me? We need that.
I might say him at the Tory game. Tell him pull up.
That's gonna be loud too.
I'm mad.
That's gonna be loud
Get
too.
right.
That's okay. Anyway, iPhone or Android?
iPhone for sure.
Okay. Nicki Minaj or Rihanna?
Rihanna.
That's a good choice. Rihanna or Beyonce?
B. Can't go against the Queens.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Would you rather live in Miami or LA?
LA.
Okay.
For reasons, it's different reasons why.
I ain't gonna lie, I rock with that. I like LA. I think
I feel like it's more
that's a
opportunity.
dope choice. Yeah, I think that's a dope choice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, last one, bro. Tulsa University or Morgan University?
Come on, talk to me.
Oh, all right, man. I just trying to make sure you know who you rocking with, man. I appreciate you for coming through. You dropped a lot of gems today, man. We heard a lot. As y'all can see, man, don't quit. Don't ever give up. Make sure y'all stay tuned for everything my man got coming this year. I think you should close him out with a high 16, bro.
Hold up. I got one for you, though, too.
Wait, what you got for me?
I'm going to do it again. I got something.
Okay. On my own show. Let's do it. Let's
On your
go.
own show. We going to test this man out. All right. Hip-hop or R&B?
R&B.
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 Yo, soft, he tender.
R&B, bro. What?
He tender.
Hey,
Come
bro,
on,
listen,
man.
call me singing Drake, cause
Come on,
listen,
man.
R&B means something. Hip hop got that mumble rap. We just talked about it. R&B, bro.
Come on. You crazy.
Give me something harder, please.
Give you something harder?
Give me something harder.
Okay. Ravens or the Wizards?
Bro, come on, bro. That's both home.
Which one you gonna go with? If you had to rock with one team, which one you gonna do?
Ravens.
Got you.
That's
All right, let's
actually
go.
Baltimore. Give me a high 16, close me out, bro.
High 16?
Give me something, whatever you want, bro.
She might fall in love with me, but I'm a drag. All she get is previews, not all just like trailers. Be running through bands like a nigga a scammer. Them cameras come out when they step with the hammer. Niggas ain't about what they say for real. No room, but these niggas throwing shade
For real.
2K, man, these niggas hella play for real. She got class, but they really got a grade
For real.
Damn, I'm about to step on these niggas. My foot on their neck, and I know that they feel it. How they kept with no gun, I swear I'm just curious. I can't move fast, I ain't talking about first. No, I got a fetish for letters. My pawns, they be itching. They me on 1,000. The money keep coming, so I'ma keep counting. Been drinking too much, think I flooded the film. Yeah, running with steppers, they cracking on melons. I up with us, yeah, I'ma put them together. He gon' step with the devil. He throws it.
That's so
Yeah,
bad.
man.
That's quick
Yeah,
for the
right.
step there,
You
bro.
did, look. That's stepping right there, man. Make sure you go get that. It's everywhere on all platforms. You did what I'm saying? Like, make sure you go get it. It's the one. It's the one.
And
It's
the
everywhere.
one.
And look, my single, Dub is out right now. I'm telling you, if you got a female that you don't rock with no more, go listen to
That resonate with me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
If you feeling some type of way, like, hey, I don't.
You were done to me. Oh my God, I'm bumping that the whole way home. I'm bumping the whole way home.
I'm telling you that why don't got time to how you hitting on my line, asking in my line, clocking me like time, never satisfied, no. Yeah, girl, you a dub. On God, I thought you was the one. You show me different, now I show my feelings from the jump. You never show me none.
Yeah.
Should've listened to my niggas when they told me with nobody I'ma be good. Said you been a dub and you still a dub, and I never say that you was. I'm telling you, man. That's a hit.
Bro.
If you watching this, you a DJ, you better get it. You better get it.
I'm about to go play that and call my old light skinned girl because she's a dub. Then I'm about to call her. You know what? You're not even gonna get into that on camera because I ain't.
Hey man.
That's a dub.
It's
Bro.
everywhere, man.
Bro,
It's everywhere,
so
man.
fire, bro.
It's on iTunes, Spotify,
Give it to
Tidal,
him.
Pandora.
Give it to him.
Everywhere. iHeart,
Google.
on the Android. On Apple Music.
It's on the
It's
Android.
on all
That means
that,
everywhere. If it's on the Android, it's everywhere. 'Cause we don't even do the
Everywhere, bro.
Android.
But go get it, man. That's the single right there, Dub. I'm telling you, you gonna feel it.
My
Sure.
God, where they can follow you at, bro?
You can follow me everywhere at Baltimore Lil Key, BMORE LILKEY on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, it's there.
That's what's up, my God. Thank you for stopping through. Let's talk about it with King. Make sure I already know what's going on. I'm your favorite host, brother, friend, all that, man. We out here. We'll see y'all next episode.
With no gun, I swear I'm just curious. I came up real fast, I ain't talking about first. No, I got a fetish for letters. My palms, they be itching. Need me 1,000. The money keep coming, so I'ma keep counting. Been dripping too much, think I flooded the factory.